guys, it's Ian Preston here on my second YouTube channel, Ian Preston Reviews. Welcome back to another video of just plain old movie reviews. Hang on a sec, let me sit this down. Alright, welcome back to another video of just plain old movie reviews. And I'm going to do a movie review today, because today marks its 20th anniversary. And it's a movie from my childhood. Hang on, one of my cats are right here. I have two cats. It's from my childhood, and yeah, quit putting your tail in there, bud. Anyway, this movie is from my childhood. It came out 20 years ago on this day of 2002, and yes, this movie came out. It's from Paramount Pictures and Nickelodeon Movies. It's titled The Will Thornberrys Movie. Yes, and it was, one of its songs was nominated. Father and Daughter was nominated, but it didn't win. But I really think this should have been Best Animated Film of 2002. But other than that, this year marks its 20th anniversary. This day marks its 20th anniversary. Oh, so it's December 20th, so it's the 20th anniversary on the 20th. Isn't that funny? Because it came out Friday, December 20th, 2002. I would have loved to see this in the theaters. Please drop a like if you guys saw this in the theater. I highly recommend it if you're a Nickelodeon fan, if you grew up watching The Will Thornberrys. Cat is right here. All starts out with Eliza talking about, you know, how her intro is in the beginning of every Will Thornberrys episode, of how the intro is and all, and the music is just so good. And it all starts out with a cheetah chasing some gazelles, Eliza and Darwin on an elephant named Vedra, and then they go to their camp because a big stampede is coming because it's from the cheetah, and apparently Eliza's grandmother is visiting. I guess in this one we see her grandparents. Well, it's Nigel's parents technically, but and Debbie gets grounded, which is Eliza's oldest sister, and Donnie's like playing with worms or something, and Eliza plays with some cheetah cubs, and then one of them gets cheetah-napped by a poacher in a helicopter. She tries to save them, but she tries to save him. Tally is his name, but sadly failed. And apparently Debbie eventually reveals that night that Eliza's been always sneaking out with Darwin, and then Eliza's grandmother decides to do the punishing, sending her off to boarding school for her own safety, which I think is, yeah, I know, I can't believe that grandmother's doing the punishing and not the parents. There goes my cat again. Anyway, that night, Nigel does tell Eliza about where they're headed next, because there's a solar eclipse coming up where thousands of elephants make their way to Timbo Valley. And then he gives her a medal that he received when he was in boarding school. Apparently he was in boarding school. Nigel was. It said awarded for bravery. But anyway, excuse me, this was kind of a sad, emotional scene where Eliza says bye to her family, and sadly Darwin ran off somewhere. She thought he'd come back to the camp, but he did not, sadly. But other than that, she gets to London. Sadly is already a joke when she accidentally trips over something, and Darwin's stowed away in the baggage hold, and I don't know how he managed to do that, but still, Darwin. And then she hides him somewhere when she meets her new roommate, Sarah Wellington, and she talks to either some squirrels or chipmunks, and asks her parents on the phone if Jomo has found Tally yet, but they have not. Sadly, he's not, and she starts making a lot more friends at dinner time when she's talking about what she's done with animals and all. And sadly, Darwin ends up exposing himself and gets into trouble, and everyone gets into a food fight, and then he gets in trouble. He has to stay in a barn. Eliza tells her friends the whole Tally story, and then she has a dream where Shaman is telling her to go save Tally. He is alive. And then she convinces Sarah to help her get 2 tickets to Africa. And then Eliza gets Darwin out of the barn, and they go to they get on a plane to Africa and go on a train to wherever they're supposed to go to, and next thing you know, her parents are leaving for the eclipse, leaving Debbie and Donnie behind on the combi, and then Eliza finds out that a rhino's been shot, and then she gets help from two people, one voiced by Rupert Holmes and one voiced by Marissa Tomei, and some other people. The authorities come to get the rhino out of there. Apparently, it was revealed that the rhino was shot by the same poachers who kidnapped Tally, and Eliza and Darwin walk all the way somewhere to get a ride to their camp. But Eliza's grandparents that night go to the camp, and then to the camp and explain that Debbie's sisters ran away even though their parents are out somewhere. And then next thing you know, once they get there, Debbie tries to stop Eliza and then accidentally gets trapped in a shark cage, and then she chases after them, and then their grandparents tell the Thornberry parents that their kids are missing, and Eliza gets information from a gorilla about someone putting a fence across the valley, and then Debbie meets somebody named Boko that helps her, and then Eliza sees the Blackburns again, voiced by Rupert Holmes and Marissa Tomei again, and eventually they end up exposing themselves as poachers, and they're the ones who kidnapped Tally when Eliza finds out that they were the ones who kidnapped Tally and shot the rhino, and she holds them. Then she gets her and Darwin and Donnie and Tally get held hostage by them when they reveal that they're poachers, and they're the ones who built the fence across the valley. And then Mr. Blackburn, Sloane Blackburn, tries to kill Debbie when Debbie reveals that, asking, "I'm looking for my sister Eliza Thornberry," and then he tries to kill her. Eliza tries to stop him, but Sloane is so eager to hear who the source of her information was. So with that, to save Debbie's life, she tells him that she can talk to animals. She loses her powers. Blackburns flee, and then next thing you know, they're on a river, and then it ends up taking them to Tembo Valley, and then Eliza realizes the elephants are headed for the fence, and she starts to give up, but Debbie just said, "You didn't have powers then, you just cared, you were never ordinary." So yeah, but they technically reconcile after Eliza saved Debbie's life from Sloane. Better than that, Eliza, with a sudden burst of courage, when the eclipse starts, she gets on the elephants right when they start setting off the explosives. She throws her necklace, or whatever, not necklace, it was a metal at the fence to cause it to go off, and then she taps her head of the elephant herd ear to get him to turn around, and then Sloane sees the whole thing, and then he picks her up and throws Eliza in a river, and then the elephants pull on the helicopter ladder, causing Sloane and Bree, is his wife's name, to fall, and then the helicopter crashing into some rocks. And then Shaman and Yambo saves Eliza from drowning and decides to grant her powers back after saving the elephants. And then as the eclipse is over, the Blackburns and all the other poachers are arrested. Eliza reconciles with Darwin and reunites their family, and they decide not to send her back to boarding school. Debbie says bye to Boko, and they just watch Eliza and Nigel watch the elephants enjoy themselves, and yes. And one of the elephants gives the medal back to Eliza, thanking her. But anyway, and then she also returns Tally and apologizes to his mother. And then Eliza reveals to Debbie that if she told anybody her secret, Debbie would turn into a baboon. And then she accidentally gets angry and then accidentally frightens the baboons. They turn on a radio accidentally, and then they all start jamming out. So yeah. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty good movie from my childhood. and I remember growing up watching it on DVD or VHS a lot, but I didn't get to see it in the theater because I would have been like 3 years old when it came out. But I wasn't really ready for movies in the theater yet, and I wouldn't have known what they were, what Will Thornberrys was yet. But I do rate this movie a 10 out of 10, and it's its 20th anniversary, and I think at this point Paramount was celebrating its 90th anniversary. Yeah. Well, that's all I got for you guys on Ian Preston Reviews. Subscribe for more videos, reaction videos, and just plain old reaction/review videos, and just plain old review videos. Subscribe for reviews and just plain old reviews and reaction/reviews and plain old reviews. Turn on the notification bell and check out Ian Preston, my first channel. And I know there's going to be 2 Loud House episodes that are airing tonight. The reaction/reviews will be on my first channel. They may be a little late, just to let you know. So yeah. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Love y'all.